Good morning. Welcome to Market Mashup, our weekly recap of financial markets and what we have on store for this coming week that it might impact stocks and bonds. I'm Scott Nasca, President of Generation Capital Management. A little down week for stocks last week. The Dow Jones was down 1.9%, the S&P 500 down 1.2%, and the Nasdaq that was down 0.9%. So July is starting off just a little weaker after a strong first and second quarters for 2023. Just taking a look at the bond front again, we always like to mention the 2 and the 10-year treasuries. 2 years at 4.9%, the 10 years at 4.04%. So we've got an 86 basis point inversion. While it's still quite large in historical terms, it has come down a little bit in terms of the spread, which means that the yield curve has steepened slightly, where we were down over 1% overall in terms of the inverted spread. Now we're down 0.86%, but like I said, still widely inverted. Keep an eye out for that because it usually does portend to economic slowdowns and recessions. We have a lot of data points coming out this week. We have CPI coming out on Wednesday, PPI coming out on Thursday. Take a look at those two inflation gauges because it just seems to be what the Fed is eyeing in terms of inflation data and how they will impact their interest rate decisions moving forward. Like I said, they have used very aggressive monetary policy to try and control inflation. And as we've seen such big raises in interest rates over the last 12 months, we have jobless claims out on Thursday and consumer sentiment data coming out on Friday. 8 Fed speakers coming out this week. We're going to pay attention to what they have to say as well, see if anything has changed from their last meeting in terms of direction, comments, or focus. And we are starting Q2 earnings coming out this week with the financial sector and the banks starting off the show for reporting Q2 earnings. We want to take a look and see if they're giving any ideas in terms of financial stresses on their balance sheets. Don't forget, last quarter, we also did have some of the banking crises earlier in the quarter that did throw stocks and bonds, for a loop, made it really quite volatile. So we want to see if there are any more updates in terms of the strength of their balance sheets and go forward guidance. I always want to pay attention to that. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, www.gencapmgmt. Our team's here to answer any questions that you might have. Be glad to give you a second opinion on your portfolio. Just make sure that your allocations meet your risk tolerances and your goals and objectives. It is a dynamic market, very fluid, very volatile with moves up and down. So just want to make sure that your portfolio is positioned to, guide you through the short-term struggles and, make sure you're on a clear path going forward. So please feel free to reach out to us. We also have some good financial planning tips out there from John's Top Tips. Take a look at those as well. Happy to answer any questions that you might have. So feel free to give us a call. Once again, my name is Scott Nasca, President of Generation Capital Management, and this is Market Mashup. Have a great week, everyone.